why could they pronounce a death sentence, I told you, on Salman Rushdie and not one of us, usually, unless they capture us in Iraq or someplace, or it happened to be the World Trade Center or something like that. How come they can pronounce a death sentence on Salman Rushdie and not one of us? In theory, I'm sorry, not practice. They can do anything they want, but in theory. Because they got the new thing, you killed 10 million Muslims, therefore we can kill 10 million of you. There are preachers who have delivered fatwas in this vein, which is all nonsense. No one's killed 10 million Muslims anywhere. But in any case, that's a good excuse. We offered you the chance to convert to Islam, but you refused. That's what the latest Bin Laden tape did to Bush or something like that. So that, well, we can attack you there. Anyway, it doesn't make any difference. The point is, how come they could pronounce this on Salman Rushdie? Because he's a Muslim originally, and there's no apostasy, as I told you, from Islam. You cannot, most people don't realize, you cannot, in strict Islamic theory, apostate from Islam. To have insulted the Prophet is an apostate from Islam, therefore you are worthy of death. Therefore we can put a death sentence on you. You unbelievers to begin with, many of the people in this room, you are not apostating from Islam. Therefore, that's not a reason why we can do this to you. We can think of some other reason, but not that particular reason. Yeah. So a lot of people in the West don't know. I don't say all Muslims think like this, but in the worst moments, some do, unfortunately, because it's in the original doctrine. This is a medieval religion. Look, in Judaism, you had stoning back in the time of David and things like that. You know, these are very early, I don't want to say primitive, very early things. And Christianity were burning people up until recently, until the 17th century. You know, that's where we got separation of church and state. So you have to understand that these medieval, or I mean, they're not for our time in terms of how most people see things. So we don't realize that people think like this. You don't realize that it's out there, and that's really scary to understand that it is out there. And it's very difficult to deal with. You think you can sort of like teach people to be different or change them? We were doing that in the last century. People all wanted to be modern. Everyone wanted to be like, you know, modern people, go to movies and things like that, be like Paris, have high couture or stuff like that, you know. But now it's all gone. Now it's, you know, all that is gone. Nobody wants to be, quote, westernized anymore. I don't have the answer to this problem. You're going to have to live with it. I won't have to live with it. I don't know what the outcome will be. But the point, I'm like Daniel, I'm closing the book. I can't predict the future. But the point is that at one time you thought you could change people's views because they wanted to be modern, Western, hip, you know, and so on. No, no more. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. In any case, this is Gabriel, and this is the first appearance of Gabriel. So that's probably who it is in chapter 7 too. So let's go on. And in reply, he revealed to me what these things make. You see, he's the revelationary angel. He reveals what they mean. He doesn't reveal the vision. He doesn't, you know, he's not revelationary in the sense that there's a revelation that he gives to someone. The four great beasts are the four kings who will rise from the earth. Those who were granted sovereignty are the saints of the Most High. The saints of the Most High haven't been mentioned before here. The saints of the Most High is a new concept. Now, don't think of these saints as we normally see them. Someone like this, with a circle, a halo over his head. These are not these kind of saints. This is the first appearance of saints in the literature that I know of. Again, Daniel introduces that. These are holy warriors. These are holy warriors, and the actual word it's based on is the Hebrew word for holy one. So since we don't have a good translation for holy one, we put saints. But the word is usually Kadoshi. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Holy, holy, holy. Kadosh, Hebrew is based on three-letter roots. K-D-S-H means holiness. Jews take a Kiddush cup on the Sabbath because it's a blessed cup of wine. K-D-S-H. S-H being one vowel. So these are kiddushim, holy ones. From the adjective kadosh, change the vowels, changes the meaning somewhat. I am is a plural in Hebrew. Okay, so these are the saints of the Most High God. This is all new stuff. Yeah.
What is the chapter and verse of saints of the Most High? I can't find
18 and 19 of chapter 7. And the kingdom will be theirs forever and ever and ever. So it isn't even a singular person, this one like a son of man riding on the clouds of heaven, unless he's supposed to be the Messiah, though it isn't stated in so many words here. Then I asked to know the truth about the fourth beast, different from all the west, very terrible, iron teeth, bronze claws, eating, crushing, trampling, and the truth about the 10 horns on its head, and why the other horns sprouted and 3 original horns fell away. Antiochus Epiphanes replaced the 3 other kings of the Seleucid dynasty. And why this horn had eyes and mouth that was full of boast, and why it made a greater show than the other horns. Now, I think this is the actual author speaking here. This is the horn I had watched making war on the saints. Why doesn't he call him by his name? He's there in Jerusalem watching it. He's an eyewitness to these events. The Seleucid authorities making war on the army of Judas Maccabee. He's there. He sees it. To me, in my mind, that dates this book. It doesn't date everything in this book. But everything in this book comes down to here and stops. The writer here doesn't know any more than this point. Then he stops. So to my mind, the writer only saw that much, and then he either died or didn't write anymore. He doesn't know about Julius Caesar. He doesn't know about Genghis Khan. He doesn't know about Napoleon. He doesn't know about Bin Laden. He doesn't know about George Bush. He doesn't know about Saddam Hussein. He doesn't know about these people. He doesn't know about these people. My kids used to call him that when they were young. You know, Saddam Hussein. They couldn't say Hussein. They said Saddam Hussein. So, it was a good one. I'm glad you thought that was funny. I think it's funny. Anyway, this one I had watched making war on the saints and proving the strong until the coming of one of great age. So for the time being, he's doing good, Antiochus. But then the one of great age makes judgment in favor of the saints of the Most High God when the time came for the saints to take over the kingdom. And this is what he said: the fourth beast is to be the fourth kingdom on earth, different from all the other kingdoms. It will devour the whole earth, trample it underfoot, and here we have it all again. As for the 10 horns, from this kingdom will rise 10 kings. There we have the 10 kings. Another after them, this one, different from the previous ones, bring down